What's up, guys? Welcome to brobeatz. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some ghost trap type beats. That being said, let's go ahead and hop into the video. Here's our first sound we'll use, just like a little bell, and we'll probably layer it with this, which is like some playable noise and texture. So 130 BPM. We don't really need a scale here, so all you really need to do is make a minor chord. You can put it anywhere. So to make a minor chord from scratch, you place a note and you go up 2 and then play. So 1, 2 in place, and then up here you go 3 in place, 1, 2, 3, and then you place. And that's pretty much how you do that. So what we're gonna do is shrink down, copy this, pull it up an octave, and this is for our melody, so you can kind of shift D that, and then we're just gonna make our melody. So you want a lot of tension, so we can do something like this, kind of use these little half steps here to add a lot of tension. I'm gonna take this note, pull it down for like our bass line. We're gonna have to move this out the way and just copy it over. And there's gonna be a lot of copying. Let's shrink this down. I think that's pretty decent for like a melody like this, because it's not supposed to be very melodic. It's supposed to kind of be like ambient, like kind of like a soundscape or something like that. So we don't want it to be too distracting. So I'm gonna take this and we can make a melody out of this. And then I'm gonna go to 1/4 beat, and we can kind of build up. Let's see if we can do something. And let's just copy this whole thing over. All right, and that is pretty much our melody. And then we're gonna copy it over again, and we're just gonna take the third note from our chord. So this is our original chord. So 1, 2, 3, take the third note, and then we're gonna pretty much copy it and pull it down and just adjust our bass line to that, so we can have like an 808 bass line and it's not the same note the whole time. All right, and if you want it to be melodic, you can kind of change the bass line, but I want this to be very like have a lot of tension and stuff. So we're gonna keep that. I'm gonna copy it to our original sound. All right, I like that. So now what we're gonna do is add a little vocal and we'll be done with the melody. Now lastly, I just have a vocal, just kind of what it sounds like. We'll do some effects and stuff to make it sound better. So here we're just gonna keep our tension in here, and we can kind of use these notes right next to each other, these half step. But I'm gonna spread this out so it can go. And we can just kind of use the background notes here. And we'll just take this and flip it, so we can do something like this. It's pretty simple, so let's see. All right, I like that. I think that's good for the vocals. So now what we're gonna do is add some effects on top. I'm not gonna do anything heavy. I'm gonna keep it real simple. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna quickly go over some effects. So I didn't do anything crazy. I just panned my bells to the left, the vocals to the right, just to separate them. Of course, we leveled a bit. So for the vocal, I want it to sound like a ghost. So this is what it sounds like without, and then with. So to get that effect, what I did was, and I had trouble finding a good plugin, so I just used Little Alter Boy, and this kind of did the job. So I put the formant up all the way at 12. Okay, hopefully you can see that, and then the drive up to kind of let it stand out a bit and give it that like dark ghost sound. Okay, and then lastly, you can use any plugin. I use this one because it's low CPU, but you want that wow and flutter to give it that ghost wobble. right? And then everything else is just extra, just, you know, reverb to put it in space. You can kind of copy the settings. It's not really that important. You just want to put the dry and wet about the same and you're good. And then we have a limiter because it was, you know, it wasn't very, here, let me go back, because on this part, it got the volume got super high. So I wanted to control that, of course. So that's why we put a limiter, and that's pretty much it. And on the bus, we have a reverb. Okay, and then just a little EQ, take out some of the highs and the lows. And then we have this little filter effect, and this is really common on like these types of beats. So I got a halftime going on, and I'll play everything. So this is without. Now it sounds like it's kind of like underwater. So we have the halftime here and on the high part, and then we have a filter, and this is what's giving it that like weird effect. And I'll show you. You can kind of play around with this. It's up to you. I just wanted something bare bones. So that's the effects. So we're gonna go ahead and do the drums now. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our 808. So we'll just throw this in, turn this up. Probably can make this a little bit harder. We can like do a random pattern. Let's do some like. And then let's take this, and then we can remember our A was our bass line, do that. And honestly, we can just add some at the end. Actually, let's maybe try the A. And let's try, let me pull these. Okay, I like that. I think that's different enough. So lastly, we're just gonna add our hi-hats and our snare, and we'll be done. All right, so let's go ahead and add our drums. This should be pretty simple. So we're just gonna go ahead and throw in some of these, and I just changed up the melody, just so it's just different. I don't like ruining the end beat, so. And then we can kind of add more rhythm with our hi-hats real quick. And then let's do something like this. Let's chop it. I'm gonna take this paint and then hold shift, and you can kind of just drag it down like that. I'm gonna make sure that the velocity does the same thing. Pull this up so you can see it. Just kind of shave it down. As simple as that. So the beat is done. Now we have like two parts since we added the effects. Shift, boom. And our beat is finished. So we can play this without the effects. And now you can see why we needed that limiter. So this is with the effects, and you can kind of use this part as a like verse if you wanted. And of course we got just a regular soft clipper on top here. Okay, just a little high EQ. Probably can boost it even more. All right, and that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.